The planet Xyloth floated in the void of space like a jewel waiting to be claimed. Its iridescent surface called out to the explorers aboard the spaceship Vanguard. Captain Elara Thorn, standing on the bridge, stared at the view screen displaying their destination. "Prepare for descent," Elara commanded, her voice steady and authoritative. The crew sprang into action. Dr. Adrian Voss, the ship's leading xenoarchaeologist, adjusted his equipment, excitement in his eyes. "What do you think we'll find down there?" he asked Elara, curiosity in his voice. Elara smiled slightly. "Hopefully something worth the trip. Let's get down there and find out." The descent through Xyloth's atmosphere was smooth. As the ship touched down, a cloud of luminescent dust billowed around them, settling slowly. "Elara, the sensors are picking up a strong energy signature a few kilometers north," reported Lieutenant Kane, the ship's tactical officer. "It could be what we're looking for." Elara nodded. "Good work, Kane. Dr. Voss, you're with me. We'll take a small team and investigate. The rest of you, maintain the perimeter and keep the ship ready for immediate departure." The away team, equipped with advanced exploration suits, set out towards the energy source. The landscape was filled with towering crystal formations that glowed with an inner light. Strange, bioluminescent flora added to the surreal atmosphere. As they approached the coordinates, the ground became metallic, and intricate patterns emerged, as if the planet had been engineered. They found a massive structure partially buried in the ground, a blend of organic and mechanical elements hinting at an advanced, ancient civilization. "This must be it," Adrian whispered in awe. "The Celestial Forge." Elara's eyes widened. The structure pulsated with a soft, rhythmic glow, almost as if it were alive. "Let's get a closer look." The team carefully approached the entrance, an archway adorned with alien symbols that seemed to shift and change. Adrian scanned the symbols, trying to make sense of them. "These markings, they're like nothing I've ever seen. They convey language, emotions, and concepts," he said, trembling with excitement. Elara placed a hand on his shoulder. "Take your time, Adrian. We need to understand what we're dealing with before we proceed." A sudden tremor shook the ground. The team instinctively drew their weapons. The tremor subsided, leaving an uneasy silence. "We need to be cautious," Elara warned. "Whatever this place is, it might not be entirely stable." Adrian nodded. "I think I've got something. These symbols indicate a path, a sequence of steps we need to follow to gain access." Elara looked at him, impressed. "Lead the way, Dr. Voss." Following Adrian's guidance, the team activated a series of panels embedded in the structure. With each step, the structure's glow intensified. Finally, a section of the wall slid open, revealing a corridor that led deeper into the forge. Elara took a deep breath. "Let's move. Stay alert and keep your eyes open. We don't know what's waiting for us in there." As they ventured into the depths of the Celestial Forge, the air hummed with energy. The walls were lined with shifting symbols, casting an otherworldly light. The sense of discovery was palpable, mingled with a growing awareness of potential dangers. Little did they know, their journey into the heart of the forge would challenge everything they thought they knew about the universe and themselves. The corridor into the Celestial Forge was a labyrinth of twisting passageways and glowing symbols. Captain Elara Thorn and her team moved cautiously, senses heightened by the strange ambience. "I'm picking up more of those energy signatures ahead," reported Lieutenant Kane, his scanner beeping softly. "Whatever is powering this place is incredibly advanced." Dr. Adrian Voss focused on the symbols lining the walls. "These symbols are not just decoration. They're a guide, a way to navigate the forge." The corridor opened into a vast chamber with a large, crystalline structure pulsating with ethereal light at its center. The team approached, awestruck by its magnificence. "This must be the heart of the forge," Elara said softly. It's beautiful. Suddenly, tall, slender figures with metallic skin emerged from the shadows. The aliens moved gracefully, suggesting intelligence and authority. "Hold your fire," Elara commanded, raising her hand. "Let's see if we can communicate." One alien stepped forward, raising a hand in a gesture of peace. Elara mirrored the gesture. The alien began to speak, its voice a melodic series of tones and clicks. Adrian activated his translator device. After a few tense moments, it produced a rough translation. "We are the guardians of the forge," the alien said. "Who are you, and why have you come?" Elara stepped forward, calm and respectful. "I am Captain Elara Thorn of the spaceship Vanguard. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and understanding of this place." The alien tilted its head. "The Celestial Forge is a relic of great power and responsibility. Not all who seek it have noble intentions. What is it you hope to achieve here?" "We wish to learn from the Forge, to understand its purpose and its creators. We mean no harm and will respect your guardianship." The alien considered her words before gesturing for them to follow. "Come. There is much you must see." The Guardians led the team deeper into the forge, through corridors filled with intricate machinery and alien technology. Adrian absorbed every detail with wide-eyed fascination. "This technology is centuries, maybe millennia ahead of us," he whispered to Elara. "We could learn so much from this." Elara nodded, but her thoughts were also on the potential dangers. The power of the forge was evident, and she sensed the weight of responsibility that came with it. The Guardians brought them to another chamber, where a large, holographic display activated. It showed a vast network of stars and planets, interconnected by streams of energy. "This is the Nexus," the alien leader explained. "The forge was created by an ancient civilization to maintain the balance of the Nexus, to prevent chaos and destruction. It is a tool of creation and preservation, but also of immense power." Elara felt a chill. "And what happens if this power falls into the wrong hands?" "Chaos. Destruction. The very fabric of reality could be torn apart. This is why we guard it, and why you must prove yourselves worthy of its knowledge." Adrian stepped forward, firm. "We understand the responsibility. We are prepared to learn and to protect this knowledge." The alien leader nodded slowly. "Very well. We will allow you to study the forge, but be warned. Its secrets are not easily uncovered, and the path ahead is fraught with danger." Elara and her team exchanged determined glances. They had come this far, and they were not about to turn back. With the Guardians' guidance, they began their journey into the depths of the Celestial Forge, unaware of the challenges and revelations that awaited them. The deeper the team ventured into the Celestial Forge, the more they felt its overwhelming presence. The air was thick with energy, each step resonating with the hum of ancient machinery. Captain Elara Thorn and Dr. Adrian Voss led their team through chambers filled with intricate devices and holographic displays. "Adrian, what do you make of this?" Elara asked, pointing to a large console covered in alien symbols. Adrian examined the console, his eyes lighting up with excitement. "This appears to be a control panel. If I can decipher these symbols, we might be able to understand how to operate it." The Guardians watched silently, their expressions unreadable. They had allowed the humans access, but remained vigilant. As Adrian worked, lights began to flicker across the console. He adjusted the controls, and a beam of light created a holographic display in the center of the room. It showed a rotating model of Xyloth, with energy lines connecting various points across the surface. "This is incredible," Adrian murmured. "The forge is connected to the entire planet. It's like a central hub, controlling and regulating everything." Elara nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "If we can understand this, we could learn so much about how this civilization harnessed energy and managed their world." But as they studied the display, the room began to shimmer. Holographic projections grew more intense, and the symbols on the walls shifted, reflecting different emotions and concepts. "What's happening?" one of the crew members asked, fear in their voice. Adrian's face paled. "The forge is reacting to us. It's showing us our own thoughts and emotions." Elara felt a wave of unease. The forge was not just a machine. It was sentient, capable of interacting with their minds. The room shifted, transforming into scenes from their pasts, their deepest fears and desires laid bare. Elara saw herself as a child, gazing up at the stars. Adrian saw his late mentor, who had inspired his love for xenoarchaeology. The visions were overwhelming, but Elara forced herself to focus. "We need to stay grounded. This is a test, a way for the forge to understand us." Adrian nodded. "It's showing us our pasts, our motivations. We need to prove that we are worthy of its knowledge." The team struggled to maintain their composure as the visions intensified. Each member faced their own inner demons. But amid the chaos, a sense of clarity emerged. Elara realized that the forge was teaching them. It was showing them their strength, the resolve to face their fears and continue forward. "We can do this," Elara said, her voice strong. "We are stronger than our fears. We will prove ourselves worthy." With renewed determination, the team focused on the task at hand. Adrian continued to decipher the symbols, each success bringing them closer to understanding the forge's purpose. The visions began to fade, replaced by a sense of calm and clarity. The room returned to its original state, the holographic display stabilizing. The Guardians stepped forward, their expressions approving. "You have faced the echoes of the forge and emerged stronger," the alien leader said. "You are worthy of its knowledge." Elara and Adrian exchanged a look of triumph. They had passed the first test, but they knew there were more challenges ahead. The celestial forge held many secrets, and they were only just beginning to uncover its true potential. As they continued their exploration, the bond between Elara and Adrian grew stronger. They supported each other through the trials, their shared determination driving them forward. The forge had shown them their vulnerabilities, but it had also revealed their strength. The newfound knowledge and experiences within the celestial forge had bonded the team, but as they ventured deeper, the complexities of their mission began to unravel darker elements. The initial triumph and unity started to waver as suspicions and hidden motives came to the fore. Captain Elara Thorn had gathered the crew in a chamber that seemed like a control center. The walls were lined with consoles and screens displaying streams of data. Dr. Adrian Voss was engrossed in deciphering another set of symbols, his brow furrowed in concentration. "This latest sequence seems to indicate a repository of knowledge," Adrian explained. "If we can access it, we might learn more about the forge's creators and their intentions." Elara nodded, but her attention was divided. She had noticed subtle changes in the crew's behavior, particularly in Lieutenant Kane, who had been acting increasingly secretive. "Kane, you seem distracted." "Everything all right?" Elara asked, her tone neutral but probing. Kane glanced up, his expression guarded. "Just focused on the mission, Captain. This place, it's overwhelming." Elara wasn't convinced, but decided to let it go for now. "Stay sharp. We need everyone at their best." As Adrian continued his work, a sudden alarm blared from the consoles. The screens flickered, and new symbols flashed urgently. "What's happening?" Elara demanded. Adrian's eyes widened. "The forge is detecting a breach. Someone has tampered with its systems." The team sprang into action, scanning their surroundings for threats. Elara's mind raced. Who would have the knowledge and motive to do this? Her question was answered by a low, mocking laugh. Kane stepped forward, a small device in his hand. "I'm afraid that would be me, Captain." The revelation sent a shockwave through the team. Elara's eyes narrowed. Kane, what are you doing? Kane's smile was cold. I've been working for a different agenda. The Forge's power is too great to be left in the hands of the ignorant. I've been sent to secure it for those who truly understand its value. Betrayal hung heavy in the air. Elara's heart pounded, but she kept her composure. Who sent you? That's not important, Kane replied, dismissively. What matters is that the Forge will be used for a higher purpose. Elara drew her weapon, her gaze unwavering. You've endangered us all. Stand down, Kane. But Kane was prepared. He activated his device, causing a section of the wall to slide open, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside was a smaller, more compact version of the Forge's control center. I've already initiated the transfer of data, Kane said. Soon, the true masters of the Forge will have what they need. Adrian moved to stop him, but Kane drew his own weapon, forcing Adrian to halt. The situation was tense, the air thick with the possibility of violence. Elara took a step forward, her voice low and dangerous. Kane, you don't understand the consequences. The Forge isn't just a tool, it's a responsibility. If you misuse it, you could destroy everything. Kane's expression faltered for a moment, but his resolve quickly returned. I'm willing to take that risk. The stalemate was broken by a sudden tremor. The entire chamber shook, and the lights flickered ominously. The Forge was reacting to the conflict, its systems destabilizing. We don't have time for this, Elara shouted. Kane, if you don't stop, you'll bring this entire place down on us. For a moment, it seemed like Kane might relent, but then his eyes hardened. I can't let you interfere. Before he could act, a shot rang out. Kane collapsed, clutching his side where a stun blast had struck. Elara lowered her weapon, her expression grim. Take him to the ship and secure him, she ordered. We'll deal with him later. As Kane was taken away, Adrian quickly moved to shut down the device. We need to stabilize the Forge's systems, he said urgently. If we don't, the entire structure could collapse. Elara and the remaining crew worked quickly, following Adrian's instructions to reverse the damage. The tremor subsided, and the lights returned to normal, but the sense of unease remained. This place has seen too much conflict, Elara said quietly. We need to be careful. There's more at stake here than we realized. Adrian nodded. We'll need to stay vigilant. The Forge has revealed its power, but also its fragility. We can't afford any more mistakes. With Kane's betrayal fresh in their minds, the team pressed on, aware that the true challenge had only just begun. The Celestial Forge held many more secrets, and not all of them would be easily uncovered. With the immediate threat of Kane's betrayal behind them, the crew of the Vanguard refocused their efforts on understanding the true purpose of the Celestial Forge. The discovery of the hidden chamber had given them access to a treasure trove of data, but it also raised more questions than answers. Captain Elara Thorn and Dr. Adrian Voss stood before the central console, the holographic display showing a detailed map of the Forge's internal structures and energy conduits. We've stabilized the systems for now, Adrian said, his fingers flying over the controls. But we need to dig deeper. The answers we seek are buried within the core data of this place. Elara nodded. Then let's get to it. We need to understand what we're dealing with before we make any more decisions. The crew divided into teams, each tasked with investigating different aspects of the Forge. Elara and Adrian focused on the main control center, while others explored the surrounding chambers, documenting their findings and reporting back regularly. Hours turned into days as they pored over the data. The Forge's systems were incredibly complex, integrating both organic and synthetic components in ways that defied human understanding. Bit by bit, they began to piece together the puzzle. Elara, take a look at this, Adrian called out one evening, his voice filled with excitement. I think I've found something significant. Elara joined him at the console, her curiosity piqued. The display showed a series of interconnected nodes, each one representing a different aspect of the forge's functionality. These nodes correspond to different functions of the forge, Adrian explained. Energy regulation, environmental control, even reality manipulation. But there's one node that stands out. He highlighted a node at the center of the network, glowing brighter than the others. This is the Nexus core. It appears to be the heart of the forge, the key to its true power. Elara's eyes widened. If we can access the Nexus core, we might be able to understand the full extent of what this place can do. Adrian nodded. Exactly. But it's heavily protected. We'll need to bypass several layers of security protocols to reach it. The challenge was daunting, but Elara knew they had no choice. The secrets of the forge were too important to leave undiscovered. Let's get to work. We'll need everyone on this. As they began the intricate process of bypassing the security protocols, the team encountered numerous obstacles. The forge's defenses were sophisticated, adapting to their attempts to penetrate its core systems. It was a battle of wits and endurance, pushing them to their limits. Despite the difficulties, progress was made. The crew's determination and expertise paid off, and they finally managed to unlock the path to the Nexus core. The chamber housing the core was unlike anything they had seen before, a vast, pulsating sphere of energy surrounded by intricate machinery. "We did it," Adrian said, his voice filled with awe. "This is the Nexus core." Elara stepped forward, feeling the immense power radiating from the core. Now we just need to understand how it works. As they studied the core, they began to uncover its true purpose. The forge was not merely a tool for harnessing energy or altering reality. It was a safeguard, designed by an ancient civilization to maintain balance across the universe. The core held the knowledge and power to prevent cosmic disasters, to heal rifts in the fabric of reality itself. "This is incredible," Elara said, her voice hushed with reverence. "The forge was created to protect the universe." Adrian nodded, his eyes shining with excitement. "But it also means we have a great responsibility. If this power falls into the wrong hands, it could be catastrophic." Their discoveries brought a new sense of urgency. They had to ensure that the forge remained protected, its secret safe from those who would misuse its power. But they also had to decide what to do with the knowledge they had gained. "Elara, we need to make a decision," Adrian said. "Do we take this knowledge back with us, or do we leave it here, hidden and protected?" Elara took a deep breath. "We can't keep this to ourselves, but we also can't let it fall into the wrong hands. We need to find a way to protect this knowledge while ensuring it's used for the right purposes." They worked tirelessly, devising a plan to secure the forge's secrets. They encrypted the data, setting up fail-safe protocols that would prevent unauthorized access. They also created a record of their discoveries, a guide for those who might follow in their footsteps, ensuring that the knowledge would be used responsibly. As they finished their preparations, a sense of accomplishment and relief washed over them. They had unraveled the mystery of the celestial forge, understanding its true purpose and the responsibility it carried. "We've done it," Elara said, her voice filled with pride. "We've unlocked the secrets of the forge and ensured its protection." Adrian smiled, feeling the same sense of accomplishment. "Now we just need to make sure it stays that way." With their mission complete, the team prepared to leave the forge, knowing that their discoveries would have far-reaching implications. They had faced numerous challenges and uncovered incredible secrets, but they had also learned the true value of responsibility and unity. As they ascended back to the surface, Elara felt a deep sense of satisfaction. They had achieved something extraordinary, and the universe would be a safer place because of their efforts. The Vanguard crew's sense of accomplishment was short-lived. As they prepared to leave the celestial forge, an alert echoed through the structure. The Guardians appeared, their faces grave. "What's happening?" Elara asked, her hand instinctively moving to her weapon. One of our ancient foes has detected the forge's activation, the alien leader explained. They are coming to seize it. Adrian's face paled. Who are they? They are the Ravagers, the Guardian replied. A ruthless faction that seeks to use the forge's power for domination and destruction. They must not be allowed to succeed. Elara's mind raced. They had to defend the forge, but their resources were limited. How long do we have? Not long, the Guardian said. They are already in the system. Prepare for battle. Elara rallied her crew, issuing commands with precision. All hands, prepare for immediate engagement. Adrian, secure the forge's core. Lieutenant Kane, take defensive positions. Kane, released from confinement after swearing loyalty, nodded and moved to coordinate the defenses. Despite his earlier betrayal, Elara knew they needed every capable hand to fend off the imminent attack. The Vanguard crew and the Guardians worked together, fortifying their position and readying the ancient defenses of the forge. The atmosphere was tense but resolute. They were fighting not just for their lives, but for the future of the galaxy. As the first wave of Ravager ships descended through the atmosphere, the battle commenced. The sky above Xyloth lit up with laser fire and explosions, the sound of warfare echoing across the alien landscape. Elara, we've got incoming, Kane shouted over the comms. They're targeting the forge's power nodes. Eliminate those targets, Elara ordered. We can't let them destabilize the forge. The Vanguard's weapon systems roared to life, targeting the incoming Ravager ships with pinpoint accuracy. The Guardians unleashed their advanced weaponry, seamlessly integrating with the human systems. Adrian worked frantically in the control center, monitoring the forge's stability and directing power to the defensive systems. I'm diverting additional power to the shields. It should buy us some time. Elara coordinated the defense, her mind a flurry of tactical calculations. Keep the pressure on. We need to hold them off until we can push them back. The battle raged on, each side suffering losses but refusing to yield. The Ravagers were relentless, their ships swarming like angry hornets. But the combined efforts of the Vanguard crew and the Guardians held firm, their resolve unbreakable. Amid the chaos, Elara noticed a larger Ravager ship descending towards the forge, its weapon systems glowing ominously. That ship is targeting the core, she realized. We have to take it out. She directed her ship's firepower towards the descending Ravager vessel, but its shields were formidable. Adrian, we need more power to the weapons, she called out. Adrian's voice crackled over the comms. I'll reroute everything we've got. Hold on. The Vanguard's weapons surged with increased power, their blasts hammering the Ravager ship's shields. Bit by bit, the shields began to falter. Now. Give it everything we've got, Elara shouted. The final barrage from the Vanguard's cannons tore through the Ravager ship's defenses, hitting its core and causing a massive explosion. The ship disintegrated in a blinding flash of light, its pieces raining down like fiery comets. A cheer went up from the crew, but the battle was not yet over. The remaining Ravager forces, seeing their flagship destroyed, began to retreat. Elara pressed the advantage, ordering her team to chase them down and ensure they didn't regroup. After what felt like an eternity, the skies cleared, the last of the Ravager ships vanishing into the void. The forge's defenses held, its core intact and secure. Elara, we did it, Adrian said, his voice a mix of exhaustion and triumph. Elara allowed herself a rare moment of relief. Good work, everyone. But we can't relax yet. We need to secure the area and make sure they don't come back. The crew moved quickly to assess the damage and reinforce their defenses. The Guardians thanked them for their bravery, promising to continue protecting the forge and its secrets. Elara, the alien leader said, you and your team have proven yourselves worthy. The knowledge you have gained will help maintain balance in the universe. We are grateful. Elara nodded, humbled by the praise. We're just glad we could help. But we couldn't have done it without you. As the dust settled and the immediate threat passed, the crew of the Vanguard prepared to leave Xyloth. They had faced incredible odds and emerged victorious, their bond stronger than ever. The Celestial Forge remained a beacon of ancient power and wisdom, its secret safeguarded by those who understood its true value. And as the Vanguard lifted off, heading back into the vastness of space, Elara knew their journey was far from over. They had much to learn and many more adventures ahead. The Vanguard soared through the cosmos, leaving the planet Xyloth and the Celestial Forge behind. The crew, weary but triumphant, gathered in the ship's common area to reflect on their journey and the profound impact of their discoveries. Captain Elara Thorn stood at the center, her presence commanding yet compassionate. We've faced incredible challenges and uncovered secrets that could change the fate of the universe. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Dr. Adrian Voss, his face lined with exhaustion but glowing with pride, stepped forward. The knowledge we've gained from the Forge is invaluable. But with it comes a great responsibility. We must ensure it's used for the greater good. The crew nodded in agreement. They had seen firsthand the potential for both creation and destruction that the Forge held, and they understood the weight of their duty. Lieutenant Kane, Elara called out, turning to the former betrayer who had redeemed himself in the final battle. Your actions almost cost us dearly, but you also fought bravely to protect the Forge. You have a lot to answer for, but I believe in second chances. Kane bowed his head, his voice filled with remorse. I won't let you down again, Captain. I've learned my lesson. Elara acknowledged his words with a nod. We'll move forward together. As a team. With the immediate threats behind them, the crew set about documenting their findings and preparing reports for the Galactic Council. They knew that their discoveries would have far-reaching implications, and they needed to ensure that the knowledge was shared responsibly. Adrian worked tirelessly to create a comprehensive record of their journey, detailing the technology and history of the Celestial Forge. He collaborated with the Guardians, who provided additional insights and helped ensure that the information was accurate and complete. As the days passed, a sense of normalcy began to return to the Vanguard. The crew fell back into their routines, but the bond they had forged through their trials was stronger than ever. One evening, Elara found herself alone on the observation deck, staring out at the endless expanse of stars. Adrian joined her, his presence comforting and familiar. You did an incredible job, Elara, he said softly. We couldn't have done this without your leadership. Elara smiled, feeling the weight of their journey lift slightly. It was a team effort, Adrian. We all played our part. Adrian nodded, his gaze thoughtful. Do you think we made the right decision? Leaving the Forge in the hands of the Guardians. Elara considered his question, her mind replaying the events of the past weeks. Ido. They understand its power and the responsibility that comes with it. And we've ensured that the knowledge will be used wisely. They stood in silence for a moment, the vastness of space a reminder of the endless possibilities and challenges that lay ahead. What's next for us, Captain? Adrian asked, a hint of excitement in his voice. Elara turned to him, her eyes reflecting the stars. We continue our mission. Exploring the unknown, seeking out new discoveries, and protecting the universe from those who would misuse its wonders. Adrian smiled, his own sense of adventure reignited. I'm with you, Elara. Wherever the stars may lead. As the Vanguard sailed through the cosmos, the crew looked forward to new adventures and the challenges they would face together. They had proven their strength, their unity, and their resolve. And they knew that, whatever lay ahead, they would face it as one. The Celestial Forge remained a beacon of ancient power, its secret safeguarded by those who understood its true value. And as the Vanguard journeyed onward, Elara and her team carried with them the knowledge and wisdom they had gained, ready to face the future with courage and determination. If you loved this adventure, you're going to be thrilled by what's next. Click on the video appearing on your screen to dive into another gripping sci-fi story from Sci-Fi Stories Vault. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you're always the first to explore new worlds and face exciting challenges with us. Your next adventure is just one click away. Let's explore the stars together.